Hello everybody and welcome to the 4th episode of System Update. There hasn't been a lot of news lately, but I managed to find some stuff that I cared about. With that said, let's jump right into it. Behemoth is one of my favorite game developers. One of my favorite games I've ever played was Battle Block Theater, and I love Castle Crashers, and I haven't really played Alien Hominid. Their 4th game, previously known as Game 4, has finally gotten an official title. For the most part, for the last year and a half or so, it has been called Game 4, and that's all people have known about it. Other than there was already gameplay footage, there was already official gameplay, everything was already established for the game except for the name. But the name has finally been announced as Pit People. Pit People is actually their working title for the game before their working title for the game known as Game 4. So basically, it was the title they gave it before they announced it as Game 4, which they've now announced it as Pit People. So, there's a lot to take in there. Point is, Game 4 will be called Pit People. For those of you guys who don't know what Game 4 is, it is Behemoth's 4th game, right after Battle Block Theater, and it is a turn-based strategy adventure game. It plays somewhat along the lines of Fire Emblem from what we've seen of the footage. And if you do want to know more about the game, there's 20 minutes of gameplay footage up on the Behemoth's channel. The Witcher 3 is getting a major update that fixes many bugs and adds new features, and it's an extremely long list, so I'm just going to read down the list. Introduces an alternative movement style for Geralt, fixes a rare issue where the player's horse would not fall to the ground properly, fixes a rare issue where the player could be locked into the aiming animation if hit while throwing a bomb on horseback, fixes a rare issue with infinite loading screens and Ladies of the Wood quest, introduces a variety of collision fixes, fixes an issue where the Wild Hunt warriors would remain present even after the player completed the main storyline, fixes an issue where players could repeatedly buy foreign currency from a loan shark and sell it at the Vivaldi Bank, fixes an exploit whereby players could loot gold from a single chest more than once, fixes an issue whereby some steals were not properly removed after the player used the potion of clearance, fixes an issue with target locking, which should now be more responsive, introduces a number of changes in selected game world areas to prevent players from unexpectedly progressing quests or leaving the playable area by climbing certain elements of the landscape, fixes an issue where sometimes players could not use signs after reaching Skellige for the first time, fixes an issue where damage from certain sources was incorrectly calculated, fixes an issue where the durability of alternative weapons did not drop as intended, fixes an issue where the game would remain in slow motion if the player had used manual targeting, fixes an issue where meditation could be blocked by certain quests, fixes an issue where stamina did not always regenerate properly, fixes an issue where Geralt's statistics could be multiplied if the player stood in a Dimerdium bomb cloud while the cluster skill was activated, introduces a number of fixed improvements and clarifications in the map hints and objectives for multiple quests, fixes an issue where in certain circumstances gravity ceased to apply to the player's horse, adds a stash for player convenience, player can now store loot in their stash, access to which is available in different parts of the world, fixes an issue where the player's horse would often stop abruptly before bridges or other narrow passages, fixes an issue whereby encumbrance was not updating correctly, resulting in players being overburdened where in fact they were not, fixes a rare issue where players were unable to choose different signs, fixes an issue where the player was sometimes unable to craft glyphs, fixes an issue where not all merchants would accept junk loot, all crafting components and alchemy ingredients now weigh nothing, fixes an issue where certain armor/hairstyle combinations interacted incorrectly, fixes an issue where instances of the Quen sign would occasionally burst during dialogue sentences, fixes a rare issue where the player could not play Gwent with Madame Serenity at the passive flora, the Zoltan Gwent card should now always be present beneath the Hanged Man's tree if players not win it earlier in White Orchard, fixes a rare issue where players cannot talk to or play Gwent with the innkeeper at the inn at the crossroads, includes a number of wording and spelling fixes in multiple localized versions, introduces a number of improvements in the game's streaming system, players should experience fewer blur textures, NPC spawn time should be markedly reduced, and there should be an overall improvement in the speed which the game assets are loaded, streaming systems improvements should be most noticeable on consoles and systems with non-SSD drives, improved performance in the swamps of the No Man's Land region, fixes an issue whereby the presence of fog could adversely affect the game performance, optimizes various effects which should result in improved performances during the Battle of Kaer Morhen quest, introduces a number of optimizations that improve overall performance throughout the game, improves overall game performance, fixes an issue where Kira's magic bubble could adversely affect performance, fixes an issue where the mouse cursor would remain visible during in-game video playback, adds a warning if the user runs out of disk space and wants to create a new game save. Fix an issue whereby colorblind mode was not properly saved. Fix an issue whereby Zoltan would sometimes appear in the incorrect location of the Novigrad Close City quest. Fix an issue during the Last Wish quest whereby Geralt would continue his conversation with Yennefer after they parted. Fix an issue where two simultaneous instances of some characters would appear in the scene in the Broken Flower quest. Fixes all issues. Fixes an issue whereby some objectives were unavailable to the player and would be automatically failed during the Battle of Kaer Morhen quest. Fix an issue where in certain circumstances Lambert did not board the boat during the final trial quest. Fix an issue where in certain circumstances Madame Serenity was improperly placed during the Deadly Plot quest. Fix an issue where the fake papers quest would be failed if the player did not mention that one of the brothers was dead. Fix an issue whereby players would sometimes be unable to start the final horse race of the hero's pursuits for the goddesses of glory in Skellige. Fix an issue where the unintended objects were present in Novigrad after the Battle of Kaer Morhen quest. Fix an issue where a progression break would occur if Geralt was knocked out by the guards while following the Bloody Baron during the Family Matters quest. Fixes an issue where players would sometimes be unable to interact with the torch and get fixes an issue whereby Kira would not always properly use the portal for the advancement of fixes an issue where occasionally the Kingfisher Tavern was left without an innkeeper after the Now or Never quest. Fixes an issue where Yennefer was not spawning Oxenford during the Great Escape quest. Fixes a rare issue when Captain Wolfenstein was not the Golden Sturgeon when intended. Fixes a rare issue where the Bodyguard and the Reason of Sea quest were not hostile. Fixes a rare issue where the Griffin would not always appear in the contract the creature from Oxenford Forest quest. Fixes an issue where the Wyvern would not appear in the contract Phantom of the Trade Route quest. Fixes an issue where enlisting Sucrus from Skellige to be Praetoria's bodyguard in the Of Swords and Dumplings quest. Fixes a rare issue whereby the visions of the Echoes of the Past quest were not displayed. The contract by the Well quest no longer counts towards the Geralt the professional achievement. Fixes a rare issue where the player cannot speak with Lambert at Kaer Morhen during the final trial quest. Fixes a rare issue where players cannot always complete the Hey, you want to look at my stuff quest. Fixes an issue where players were sometimes unable to summon a horse after the fencing lessons quest. Fixes an issue with the Scavenger Hunt Viper School gear quest. The gate to the mausoleum was locked. Fixes an issue where players cannot use signs or swords after the fist fight at the Rosemary Time during the Broken Flowers quest. Fixes a rare issue where players cannot examine the source of the interfering during the Servants quest. Fix an issue with the Forms quest. Fix a rare issue with a loading screen contract the Phantom of Elderberg quest. Fix an issue with the loading screen Aramoss's Resonance during the of Dairy and Darkness quest. Fix an issue where request givers for the Deadly Delights and the Jenny of the Woods contracts would disappear. Introduce a number of improvements to overall game stability. Fix an issue where the potion of clearance would pop into the quick slot if the player ran out of food. Adds a book tab to the inventory panel. Introduces a number of additional loading screen hints. Introduces a pinning feature for formulating diagrams. Ingredients and components for pinned formulated diagrams are highlighted in the shop view. This should greatly facilitate the purchase of currently needed elements. Introduces a feature whereby currently equipped items are highlighted in the repair panel. Adds a feature whereby red and unread books are marked differently in the inventory panel. The list of all available DLC packages is now displayed in the main menu options / downloadable content submenu for better clarity. That is a very long list of patches and a very good patch. Most of these problems that they talked about I never noticed, but I did notice one main thing that I felt was very important about this is that they fixed the horse, because the horse was so hard to control and so just out of whack in that game. It was probably my only real problem with that game was the horse. Other than that, it's an amazing game. So, major patch. There we go. Had to speed it up because it took me 9 minutes to talk about it. But I'll put a link to it in the description along with the other 2 articles that I talked about in case you couldn't hear it because it was sped up 2 or 3 times faster than how I said it. With that said, let's move on to the final subject of the day. Zombies was my favorite part of the Black Ops franchise. I love the campaign and multiplayer, but Zombies was always my favorite. I spent the most time on that, and I played the multiplayer, just seeing how long me and my friends could survive, or trying to do the Easter eggs, or whatever the heck. Black Ops 3 Zombies has finally been revealed. Set in a 1940s film noir era, Shadows of Evil introduces 4 unwitting characters, the Magician, the Femme Fatale, the Cop, and the Boxer, into an unraveling experience masterminded by the mysterious Shadow Man. The characters are voiced by Jeff Goldblum, Heather Graham, Ron Perlman, and Neil McDonough. I don't know if that's how his name is pronounced, but it's how I'm going to pronounce it. It looks absolutely nothing like any other Zombies game mode we've seen so far. The weapons look bizarre. It looks like they're replacing the Perk-a-Cola machines with some sort of candy. That basically is a Perk-a-Cola machine. It's just you eat a gumball or something like that. They had this power-up where this guy became this weird squid monster. Speaking of squid monster, at the end they started fighting a weird squid monster. It just looked strange. It looks very strange. And nothing like any Zombies game mode we've seen so far. I like the characters, I like the setting, it looks very nice also, but it looks so different from anything we've experienced in Zombies so far. What I'm really interested in knowing is how the main storyline of Zombies is going to fit in, because if you guys know about Zombies, Zombies has a very complex storyline that is just put together mostly by figuring out Easter eggs and taking the tiniest hints and piecing together this big story. And so I don't know how this fits in whatsoever. The world's already ended twice according to the Black Ops Zombies storyline. They blew up the world at the end of Black Ops 1, and at the end of Black Ops 2, either Richtofen or the Maxis took over the world and basically killed it. So I have no idea how this is going to fit in with the storyline. Black Ops also had a mini fridge edition that came with a Juggernaut cola machine as a mini fridge that sold out instantly. And that makes me think that maybe this is just sort of a spin-off map that has nothing to do with the main storyline of Zombies, because they included a Juggernaut cola machine with a special edition of Black Ops 2. Because it doesn't look like there's any Perk-a-Cola machines in the trailer for the new Zombies, it makes me think that maybe this is just sort of a spin-off and they're going to go back to the main storyline in DLC, which would be fine by me, because I really like the storyline, but even if the storyline wasn't there, Zombies is a whole lot of fun. That is going to wrap it up for the 4th episode of System Update. I hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll leave a link to all the articles explained in this video in the description. And, like I said, like I say every single episode, I have no outro, so I might as well just say goodbye.